In today's video, I figured I'd show you guys 10 different items that I like to sell on eBay over and over again, and hopefully give you guys an idea of what to look for when you're out there sourcing, because a lot of people have been asking me, like, they want to get started in this reselling business, they just don't know what to look for. So if you are in that position right now, make sure that you pay attention, take some notes, and let's just get into the video. If you see my videos on TikTok, you know that I always talk about the plushies, but not every plushie will sell. You just got to know what to look for. And I like buying plushies because you can buy them for so cheap, and also they're so easy to ship. When it comes to plushies, you have to avoid all the ones that are so common to find. Like if you go to your local Walmart, your local Target, you're going to find a lot of like Disney, Mickey Mouse stuff, and those are very common. So the chances of somebody buying it on eBay are going to be very low because they can just go to the local store and buy them right there. I'm going to get on the computer and show you guys some of the examples of the plushies that I've sold in the past 90 days. So you can see there's 100 plushies that I've sold in the past 90 days. And if you really pay attention and you look at these listings, you can see that it's nothing common. Like you can't go to Walmart and buy, this 90s doll right here, or you can buy these vintage Popples, Loud House. Like you can see that these are not generic plushies. You gotta find those uncommon ones, things that you can't really find at the store. So the only way that people can buy these is going on eBay or Mercari. Next kind of items are going to be keyboards. I know a lot of people don't believe me on keyboards, but specifically these right here, these Microsoft Ergonomic 4000 keyboards, these sell really good. Depending on the condition, you can get between like $30 all the way to like $60 per keyboard. So those are Microsoft keyboards. Logitech keyboards as well. These actually sell really good. Even though this one's missing keys right here, you can see I've still sold them for about $50. And if they're in really good shape, you can get up to like $60. And this one right here, these are the, where's the model number for this? The Y-UY85 or 95. But yeah, look these up. They actually have really good sell-through rates as well. If you can find these for like $5, which I always do, you can sell them for a pretty good amount of money. So always look up the keyboards. Another item I always pick up to resell on eBay as well is ink, because they always sell so fast and some of them have really good value. Now, a lot of people want to ask me the same question, like, what if it is expired? You can see this one's expired on December 2022, but for some reason, I don't know why, they do still sell even if they're expired. So most of the time you'll find these for like $1, $2, and you can sell them between $15 all the way to $30. This next one is a no-brainer. It is very competitive though, but if you do come across them, they're always good pickups. And I'm talking about video games. Video games will always sell pretty good depending on which game it is and for what console it is. So just like anything else, you always got to do quick research on everything because markets change all the time. Sometimes it'll go up, sometimes it'll go down. But video games will always be hot sellers. Always be on the lookout for that stuff. Nintendo 64, the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Game Boys. If you can find those for like, $30, $40, you're always going to make some profit on those. Next item would be digital cameras. These always sell really good, and most of them sell for a pretty good amount of money, between like $40 all the way to $100. Be on the lookout for like Sony cameras, Nikon, Olympus, Canon. Any of those cameras, like higher brands, usually are the ones that are worth the most, but always do your research on them as well. The same thing with these old school recording cameras. These actually sell really good as well. JVC, Sony, Canon as well, Panasonic, those brands always sell really good. For example, I know these two are listed for about $40. Oh, this one's listed for $40 because it doesn't have a charger. That one does have a charger. This one's going for about $60, $70. The best part is that a lot of people don't know about those, so they always sell them for super cheap just because they're considered old. They'll let them go for like $5, $10. But if you can pick up some of those, brand names for $5, $10, you're always going to be profitable on those as well. We go down here to these VCR DVD combos. These are always great sellers. I don't know why people don't believe me that they sell pretty good. Especially if you come across any Magnavox VCR DVD players, those always sell really good, even in parts. If you can still sell them in parts if they're not working, for example, this one right here, and I've sold like about 5 or 10 of them. In parts, they still sell between $40 to $50. It all really depends on the model number though. But as always, those big brand names like Panasonic, you have Sony, you have Magnavox. What else? I'm spacing out on other names, but yeah, always be on the lookout for these because these are really good sellers. Here's a huge tip when it comes to VCR combos. If you ever find a VCR that says Super VCR or VHS player, always check those out because I'm going to show you guys some comps on what some of those can go for. See right there, Super VHS VCR, and then look at these comps right here. $1,300, well, 14 basically, $1,400, $1,200, $1,200. and if you keep going down, you're gonna see these crazy prices. So if you ever do come across anything that says Super S or Super VHS VCR, always look them up. And honestly, I wouldn't even look them up. I would just pick them up and take them home, because they always sell for a pretty good amount of money, even in parts, depending on the model number. But even in parts, they will sell for really good money. Really quick, you guys, if you're enjoying this kind of content, please hit that like button. And if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Great item to resell on eBay are lightsabers. If you've been watching my content on TikTok, you've heard me talk about these all the time, but most of the time you can find these for like $1 to $2, and depending on the model, some of them can go between like $15 all the way to $35. Just depends on the year as well. So like if you have like an older one, let's say like 2002, you'll be able to get about like $20-$25. And if you get one like a newer one, like a 2017, they still go for about like $15. So they're always good pickups. They're fast sellers, and like I said, you can get them for $1, you can get them for $2, and some for up to $15 all the way to $35. Great item to pick up are baseball gloves. These, I just started picking these up about 8 months ago, and I've been reselling for about 3 years. And it's just something I didn't know about. And then once somebody actually told me about these, that's when I started doing more research, and then I realized that they actually are worth a pretty good amount of money. And I've sold a couple already for over $100. So anytime you come across anything that's like pro glove or pro top or whatever, always look them up, because some of them have actually really good value. And most of the time you will actually find, let me see if this one has anything. Yeah, most of the time you will find a model number in here that makes it so easy to search on eBay. So you just type in the brand, so it'll be like Wilson, and then you'll type in the model number, and then you'll be able to see what kind of glove you have and see if it's worth picking up for you to resell. And since we're talking about baseball, another item related to that would be baseball bats. And right now I don't have any, just because I haven't come across any in a while. But I'm gonna get on the computer and show you guys some examples of some of these bats, how much they sell for. One of my favorite brands of bats to pick up is going to be this one right here. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like Demarini. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is one of the best brands that I always like to pick up when it comes to baseball bats. And you can see these comps like $500, $500, $400. Like, they have really crazy prices. And I've noticed that the bigger the bat is, so like the bigger size, just like a like a pro model glove, those are the ones that are worth the most money. So if you can come across them for like $10, $20, even I would even pay like $50 for a bat that can sell for like $300. So if you can come across that brand right there, always look them up. They also do come with like a model number on the bat as well, so they're so easy to search for. Always be on the lookout for that. Another great item to resell on eBay is vacuums. And you're probably thinking like, man, like how am I gonna ship a big vacuum? Well, I did that once and it's a pain, to be honest, so I would not recommend you do that. But if you can do that, obviously go ahead and do that, because there is some really good money in those. But I'm talking about vacuum parts. Every time I come across a vacuum, like for example, this whole vacuum is a Kirby vacuum. I always look those up because most of the time those have more demand and they have the most value, in my opinion at least. So when I buy a full vacuum, they sell them to me for like $7, and I always take it apart. So I always take apart the bag. I always take apart the motor. It's like in the front. I don't have one available right now. I actually had 3 of them, and they sold within like 3 weeks. So yeah, I always just take them apart, and then I sell everything in parts, because they're just so much easier to ship this way. And like I said, if you buy them for like $3 or $7 a vacuum and you take it apart, this right here sells between like $30 to $40. The motor alone sells for about $40. The power cable alone sells for about $20. So there's, in my opinion, there's more money to be made in parts than it is for you to struggle and ship a big item like that. 10th item that I like to sell on eBay over and over again is going to be toys. I just think they're so fun to list. I think there's really good money to be made, especially when Q4 rolls in, because people are buying gifts for kids, for husbands, brothers, whatever. They're sometimes looking for toys that they cannot find at the store. These are some figures I got right now. Like for example, these Pacific Rim, I think that's what it was. They go between like $40 each. This one, I think it's Gundam. I can't really remember, but this one's listed for like $70, and that's what comps are showing. And I got more toys here, more toys up here. Ninja Turtle stuff always does really good. I got some more Ninja Turtle stuff over here. Fisher Price stuff always does well. Lionel trains, these are great pickups all the time. They always sell really fast as well. So Lionel trains, the metal ones specifically, if you can find the engine ones, those sell between like $50 all the way to $100. And you can see that I have more toys up here, more toys over here. So those are my top 10 items I like to pick up over and over again to resell on eBay. It's just something that I've been doing for the past 3 years, and it seems to work fine for me. So I hope this video helped you a bit and gave you an idea of what to look for when you're out there sourcing. And just remember, like, don't ask the question of who buys that stuff. because that question is irrelevant. All that matters is that you sell the item. So if you look up an item and has a good sell-through rate and you're going to be profitable, it doesn't matter who's going to buy it as long as you're making your money. If you made it this far into the video, please hit that like button. It lets me know that you guys do enjoy this kind of content. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe because I will be posting one video every Wednesday. And yeah, that should be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.